The Federal Ministry of Education has established a 7-member committee to combat bullying in Nigerian schools, reinforcing its commitment to student welfare and a safe learning environment. The committee will review reported cases and ensure swift action, complementing the work of a 21-member team drafting a national policy on anti-bullying. To encourage confidential reporting, the government has introduced hotlines as well. Minister of Education Dr. Olatunji Alausa stressed the urgent need for effective interventions, highlighting the psychological impact of bullying on students. Okay, sir. So on this story, bullying has been a major challenge in schools. You see that most children turn out to carry out the same experiences that they had, probably on their wife and on other people, because of, and some of them still live with the trauma of being bullied in school. Yes. I've seen videos on social media where students are being bullied. Some of them, in the case of being bullied, their classmates, maybe probably fighting and anything of that sort, eventually kills the other students. Now, I know that there are certain agencies that have been set up to curtail some of this happenings in school. Do you think the government is doing enough for the cases of bullying in schools? Or what's your take generally on this story of bullying in schools?
Well, first and foremost, we need to commend the system for taking up this kind of measure to curtail bullying, because bullying is a serious thing in the system, in schools. Many students bully others. For some, because they believe that those people they bully are weaker than they are. They believe, especially out of envy, this person is more intelligent than I am. But the root cause of bullying is the child's upbringing.
Okay.
Any child that is rude, from being rude to people, you gather confidence. Any child that is rude will definitely bully other students, other children, especially those ones that are not rude. So when you start at home to train your child to be a good child, to have discipline, when the person comes to school, the person will behave well. I will come to the school's responsibilities. When the child comes to school, the person will know what to do. He knows that if I do this, my parents will not be happy with me, and it's also going to be a dent on my family's image. So we need to start training our children from home. Anytime a child displays anger at home, you deal with that child. I'm not saying you should be violent on the child. You deal with the child. If he's shouting, let fear enter the child. The child will just calm down. You don't display anger. Once a child starts displaying anger before his or her parents, that child will definitely grow to be in control anywhere. Because the people that are hot-tempered, they always use it as a defense. When they do something wrong or you correct them, they use it to shout you down.
All right.
So you start correcting. That time the child is vulnerable, is still malleable. You can bend the child. That is the right time to tamp down that person's
temperament. But sir, do you think it's entirely the duty or responsibility of the parents? We've had parents who their students who their parents rather are pastors or are disciplined parents or disciplinarians, but you still see their children turn out to be.
Now it's not, you cannot have both parents that are disciplined and you have a child that's misbehaving. Check anywhere there is this kind of thing, you see that one parent, either of the parents is, is too caring, is too loving.
And probably must have over pampered the child.
That is it. Bullying is a product of over pampering and weak parenting. Once a child is over pampered, that child is definitely going to seek to get whatever thing he or she wants. If he doesn't get it, there will be a problem. And then, if anytime you have anything to do with them, maybe you are at competing them, you are doing better than they are doing. They want to use their strength against your weakness. That is how they behave. Well, schools on their own, they need to. It's not everybody. I remember when we went to school, even if you accept the person, but it's not every child you accept. You need to set a standard. It was, somebody said that Nigerian private schools have destroyed, it was Nigerian private schools that destroyed the system.
Okay.
So many Nigerian schools don't have any standard. Once a child is coming, even if the child is rude from home, the parent is bringing the child for you to reform. While the child is filling a form, you give him a form of rules and regulations that defines your code of conduct.
Code of conduct, yes.
As the child is filling the form, the person will know. And when the child flouts any of those rules, you take actions. You see that before that child leaves the school, the child will have become a better person.
Okay, sir. So, what are the measures of discipline that you think should be carried out on students or children involved in bullying in schools?
Now, capital punishment is not the solution. Flogging. Sometimes you may flog a child that is weak or that has a health issue, and the person will die.
So, do you think they should be expelled or something
now,
of that sort?
Expulsion is one of them. Giving I remember the last school I taught. I remember when teachers and students were playing a football match. One of the students shouted at the teacher on the pitch.
It even happened recently that a student in the university.
Something like that. They had to postpone the match. The following day, they called the boy out in the assembly ground, on the assembly ground. Immediately the child came out, they told the crowd what the child did, and they suspended him. And when the guy came back, they asked him to go and clear the grass on the pitch. So I believe that measure helped to discipline the boy.
But that was then. So don't you think in our generation has parents that are, because I've also had the opportunity to speak to teachers, and I've seen that sometimes you discipline a child and the parents come and tells you, why on earth would you touch my child?
Why would you? These are the people, we talked about, earlier on we talked about over pampering
children and all of that.
These are the parents that over pamper. When you over pamper a child, don't correct a child. In future, you'll be the one to suffer it. Every child, no matter how weak or little the father is, immediately you see your father, there should be a sense of fear.
Yeah.
Even if your father doesn't beat you, once you see your father, you should be able to to comport yourself. But nowadays, your father may be shouting at you, "Stop that!" Now that we always call junior, we use a junior. We name our children junior instead of senior. Even when the child becomes an adult, he's still a junior. Are you getting it?
Yes.
Stop that! Junior is still doing what he's doing. and nothing will be done. Nothing can be done to stop it. This is a recipe for bad behavior. You are training that child to be bad tomorrow, and you will always suffer it.
Okay, sir.
So we need to start playing our roles at home, in school, the society, also the government. They need to come up with policies. If any child is expelled and they carry out an investigation and that child committed a very serious crime, there should be a punishment. But the punishment should not be so severe that they will use it to destroy the child's future.
Okay.
So this is my own opinion on this.
Thank you very much.
So that we can have a better society.
Thank you so much for your contributions to that story, sir.